So Mike Vick came on and was on Fox. Of course, Fox. Whenever players turn reporters, they forget they used to play. But he goes on. Mike Vick goes on. I think it was a Fox, Fox Sports morning show, whatever. And he goes to talk about the Lamar Jackson situation, and he basically says if it was his decision, he would play. Right? He said, "Put a brace on. Let's go." I played the whole season on a sprained MCL. Right? Not sure when. You're not sure when he played. But RG3 goes to right back and says, "This is why you just don't put a brace on." Of course, we know what happened to RG3. He played with no ACL and ACL for my brothers and teens. Changed the trajectory of his career. It did, and ever since Lamar Jackson had that, Robert Griffin had that, RG3 had that injury, he was not the same. Right? Hindsight's 2020. I didn't have the luxury of that. Lamar does. He's doing the right thing. Right? So hindsight, yes, looking back, Lamar Jackson not playing, but the question is like, why did Michael Vick go so hard at saying play? Like, why did he go so hard at playing? I understand the mentality back then, and I'm not sure Michael Vick was never in that contract situation. Is never in the contract situation that Lamar Jackson was in. And if I look at Mike Vick's if I look at Mike Vick's contracts throughout his career, right before the dogfighting incident, right? If I look at his contract, so let me see. Let's go. So basically, when he came with Atlanta, when he was with Atlanta, he was on his rookie contract, and he got his pretty much his extension, his restructure bonus, got 22 mil. Um, Let me see. Let me go to transactions. So basically, let me go. So basically, check this out with Lamar Jackson, right? And I don't know if it was fully guaranteed, but it was drafted number 1 overall, had a 6-year deal with 62 million with Atlanta, right? Got a contract extension, right? 9 years, 130 million, right? So he was never in a position really where he had to play. Now, when did Mike Vick, right, tear his MCL? Right, and that's the question. At where in his career did he tear his MCL? Um, Let me see. So fibia 2000 Raven, fracture right fibia. I'm not sure when he tore his MCL, but he signed a 9-year, $130 million extension with the Falcons. Then 3 years later, the dogfighting incident. He comes back, signs a 2-year, $6.8 million contract with Philadelphia. Then he comes back, signs a 5 point next year. They exercise his option of 5.2 million for 1 year. Then March 2nd, 2011, the year after, signed a 1-year, $16 million contract. They franchise tag him, trying to figure out what's going on. Played the whole year, right? So on a franchise tag, played the whole year. March 2011, 2011 season, he was dominant. Then got a 5-year, $8 million contract with Philadelphia. Then he signed 2013, signed a 1-year, $7.5 million contract at the restructure, and then there it is, pretty much there it is since then. But looking at his career, he was never in the situation where, like never in a situation like Lamar Jackson, where he's on his rookie contract. Lamar Jackson's in league MVP, took his team to the playoffs 3 times, right? And it's arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league, is on his rookie contract, and they don't want to pay him. When Mike Vick was in that situation, he got a lucrative deal, right? They restructured his contract, and he got, was it 9 years, and he had 9 years, and he had, what was it? Shoot, 9 years and I'm sorry, 9 years, $130 million extension. So he had his rookie contract. He was never in Lamar Jackson's situation, right? And RG3, who we know what happened to RG3, RG3 was the best thing since sliced bread. And you look at RG3's contract situation, right? If we look at his contract situation, let me go to Sports Track. Sports Track's the best way to kind of look at contract. One of the best ways to look at contracts. Um, but his rookie year, his transactions, he was when he signed with Washington, he had 4 year, 21 million. And then 21 million. Then 2005, they exercised an option for him for 16 million. Then he was released the season after he got injured. So RG3 never got that big contract. When you look at his career earnings, RG3's football career earnings in 8 seasons was 33 million. Michael Vick, who played later when typically they have more lucrative contracts, his career earnings were 115 million. So RG3 knows what it's like to put your body on the line and not have that contract yet. And that's what sucks about when you talk about that conversation. Different situation. Now, Charles Woodson did kind of say to Mike Vick, hey, it is what it is. But Mike Vick is speaking from his own personal situation. He wasn't speaking from the situation that he had because he had his rookie contract. It's okay to put yourself on the line when you're established and you made that money before, and not to mention Mike Vick threw it all away. Well, just he lost it. He lost it. But with RG3 in 8 seasons, versus 13 seasons for RG3 probably can play on some rosters right now and help some teams out. But that's the draw that he dealt. Good, I think good take by RG3, just kind of setting the balance, even though RG3 is off the wall sometimes. But I think that Mike Vick just wasn't looking at it from that situation, and it's two different situations with Lamar Jackson, who's looking for guaranteed money, knowing that if Lamar Jackson is going to be used as a heat-seeking missile, he better get paid for it.